Welcome to this episode of Taking Back Nerdum. It's your host, Kevin and Adam, and Keenan over here. He's going to be our co-host. You're going to probably hopefully see a lot of him.
Yeah.
We're here to do a review on the Superman Lois. See what everybody thinks.
Superman and Lois?
The OG.
Wait, isn't that on the CW channel?
Yes.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah. Them two letters, yeah. But hey.
I've got some comments. I'm going to go ahead and start off my comments because I know this guy, he's just going to spread on the love butter.
No, I'm not going
to. So I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. Keenan, you react to us talking about it. And
because I have not seen it.
Based off what we say, let us know if you want to watch it.
Well, that's not fair because it's just like my nerdom will make me watch it, whether I want to or not.
Before we do this, though, Adam is
I've been wanting to watch
a biased DC Superman hater. So let's see if Adam will actually take that biasism out of the door for a minute, and just look at it for what it is.
Here we go. I like the concept of Superman as this older man with children. And he's got to like kind of take it down. He's like, oh, I need to spend time with children, but oh no, there's a nuclear reactor going off, and I got to put that out. Oh no, Master Chief is fighting me, in which it was Master Chief Helmet. They
call him Captain at the end.
So Captain.
That'd be funny if it was Master Chief.
Is what's his name?
Captain Luther.
Luther. So it's Luther.
I already know a little bit more about that, but I'll wait till my turn.
But anyways, I like certain aspects. I think the acting is atrocious. I think especially the kids. I can't stand the fucking kids. I can't stand the kids acting. I think one of them is whiny. They come out like, "What's in the barn? You hid this from me. I'm so sad. I'm going to start crying and go drink beer at the beach." Fuck off.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like one of the Superman's kids, they freak out. So basically, in the show, Superman's kids, they go into this barn and they find out that their dad's Superman, and they have a fucking big hissy fit. You think you're Superman? I'm so sad about this. And they're like, "You're a liar. You're Superman. You think I don't have powers? You think that fucking football player has powers? Baby, let's go drink beer at the beach."
What the fuck? Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought literally, you know what? I thought the first half of this show was really good. And then it comes a point, the second half I thought was garbage. And then there's
it is a CW show.
and then the third half, there's a little fun. There's some fun stuff with Superman fighting Master Chief from Halo. Other than that, the middle was just so bad. I'll give it a chance and continue watching episodes, obviously, for the show. But I mean, I really did not want to continue. I did not want to continue based on just because of the acting, and I get there's a lot of like really cool comic book stuff going on where there's a lot of comic references, especially to like some of the older episodes, older issues. There's a lot of frame by frame shots of older issues in the comic, the comic to screen. And so that's kind of cool. It's really cool for like a DC or Superman comic book fan. But as a show in general, I feel like there's some poorly written stuff. It comes off very CW, and I just wish it didn't.
You're asking for so much because that is like you're not describing Superman and Lois. You're describing the CW DC universe. It's like all the shows are like that.
I mean,
at least Flash was really great.
At least
I thought
iZombie had decent acting.
No one consider. I know it is technically.
Dude, I wouldn't watch that. I couldn't do it. I tried.
No one considers that part of the CW DC universe, even if it is DC.
The Arrowverse is what they term most of the superheroes off of.
Yeah, the Arrowverse. Yeah, even though there's not even an Arrow anymore, or an Arrow show. There's about to be one.
Lucifer's good.
Arrow and Canary or some shit.
No, they can't. They actually canceled it.
Oh, that's why
they were going to do like a
Lucifer again, not DC.
He's in the episode.
Oh, because of the crossover.
Lucifer is DC.
Oh, and he's part of the Arrowverse
because bought their company.
Yeah, and he is part of the Arrowverse because of the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover. By that logic, a lot of people are now part of the Arrowverse. But no, what's your opinion on the Arrowverse? You like all the shows, every episode of every show?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of them guys. I like I told him, I like Marvel and I like DC. I lean towards DC because for a while, if you look at my comic book collection, it's mainly Marvel.
Yeah.
So as I got older, I was like, you know what, I want to
Explore DC.
So I've been into DC more lately.
Yeah. It's kind of the same with me.
I would say Supergirl was decent until they started making it too PC.
Yeah.
And they watered down people they shouldn't have.
Yeah, they watered down everybody.
And they made her too needy and whiny. The
And
Supergirl in the
PC.
comic books is kind of rebellious,
Yeah.
hard-headed. Superman has to wrangle her in several times. She becomes a Red Lantern and filled with rage.
Yeah.
That's not the same Supergirl you're seeing in these shows.
No, yeah, but it's almost, there's something like decent and campy about it. Like Kara Danvers and the Supergirl. It's like, oh, she's so sweet. Yeah.
You can't
hate her.
You get so much, and it's like,
Yeah, I know. And then she's like, oh my god, like everyone's a bleeding heart for every single like cause in Supergirl. Every single episode is a fucking is just another episode.
why it's okay to be
the,
this or that.
Yeah, every
we
episode
see.
is dedicated to some cause of the liberal agenda.
If they would just make the story organic and put them in there, it wouldn't be a problem. I don't have a problem with some of the things that they're preaching in the shows. I have a problem with the way they're forcing it down people's throats instead of making it organic to the story, because we're watching a story.
Yeah.
As far as the other CW shows, the biggest thing I liked about the Flash is the villains.
Oh yeah.
And mainly, and not all the villains. There's one character that keeps me around on that show, and his name is Reverse Flash. The Wells one.
Yeah, the Wells one.
If he wasn't there,
You
and if Zoom wasn't there, I'd be gone. And Barry, for people that don't know DC Comics, Barry is nothing like comics. Barry in the comic books is arrogant. He's happy. He doesn't have people in his ear telling him how to handle things. And he's incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
This Barry is very unsure of himself. Needs Cisco to bail him out every 5 seconds, or Caitlin, depending on which situation it was. And he's never the fastest man alive.
Yeah,
every villain is faster than him.
Yeah.
In the title, he says, "I'm Barry and I'm the fastest man alive." It's like, boom, no, I'm not. Back to square one. Some of the shows, though, of Flash has been decent on and on, but I think, even though I'm bashing on them, I love Cisco's character. I love Caitlin's character.
Yeah.
I think some of the supporting characters have held this show together.
Well, see, I think the Flash has the greatest writing of all the Arrowverse. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
With the exception, I would say, of part at the end of season 1 of Arrow.
Yeah.
And season 2 of Arrow. Specifically,
like I hated
that bubble.
I never even got that far because I hated the writing in Arrow so bad.
Dude,
I quit.
No.
It was so dumb. It was such a Batman ripoff.
Well, it was, but I'll say this: they were ballsy in that time.
Yeah,
you get to watch somebody chop a mother's head off in front of children.
Yeah, they were trying to be gritty,
and then their balls got cut. It's like all of a sudden they can't do it no more.
Yeah.
And it was cool. You watch Deathstroke literally have Oliver sitting there helpless with his sister. And he has his mother, Moira, and he says, he even has the balls. It's hilarious. He goes, "Remember, you did this." And he chops her head off right in front of him. And it's like, what the? You actually said that. You did this. Chop. I'm like, oh my gosh. He just blamed him for him chopping his mom's head off and made him watch. And that was cool as shit.
That explains why Arrow is the way he is and stuff.
It's like Reverse Flash. They had to cut that back too. Remember in season 1 when he went through the wall, killed that guy? You haven't hardly seen that anymore. Also, my favorite part is when
every show started getting more and more PC and shit like that.
But the villains make the show, in my opinion. You can't have a good superhero with a good villain. You have to have a reason for the hero to exist. And another thing, my favorite part also in the Flash was when Reverse Flash revealed himself and creeped up on Cisco.
Yeah,
and he had the audacity to tell him, "You were like a son to me," before he went to kill him.
Yeah, that traumatized Cisco. He was literally traumatized for the whole season by just that one conversation.
Because when the Goodwells come around, he was even kind of antsy because of that. Yeah, that was awesome. And Legends of Tomorrow was a good concept.
I think I never really. It was just so irrelevant to the general plot of the CW universe.
I thought they were going to use that as a stepping pool to bring other things in, but they didn't do that at all.
Yeah, no.
And I like the idea of it.
They brought in Constantine with that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was too late.
That was just a filler, I think, because they lost
all them people.
Yeah,
that was another show that got let down. And then you had Arrow, which I thought, like I said, the end of season 1, part of season 2, and then there was a season further down. I won't say it wasn't the last season, but it was the season before last. It was a particular villain in there, And I can't even remember, it's been so long ago, but that season there was pretty good. But the rest of it, it was hard for me to watch.
Yeah.
They crammed too many people in that show. Same thing with The Flash. The Flash got crammed with too many things in there, and it kept going away from what Barry was supposed to be. And then you had in Black Lightning. I mean, Black Lightning I thought was pretty cool, and then the daughters having powers. Then they went PC and went to PC on it again. How many shows do they need to blow money on to realize don't go to PC on these shows?
Well, and also I thought after the Crisis events, I thought like maybe like Black Lightning. I'm like, aren't they? I can't even comment on this because I ain't watched it anymore. But Black Lightning is now on the same Earth as every other. All the superheroes are now on the same.
Oh, he's canceled.
Earth. Oh, Black Lightning's canceled.
They canceled most of them. Look, going forward,
doesn't matter now.
Going forward, they moved Stargirl from HBO from the DC Universe app, HBO Max, to the CW.
Yeah.
This Superman Lois was going to be put on HBO Max, and then they changed their mind at CW.
Yeah.
And then they have The Flash. And as far as I know, all them other ones are getting filtered out.
Like I heard Batwoman was canceled.
It is.
But then I keep seeing
they're going to run this thing out.
I keep seeing like all new Batwoman episode this week.
Well, yeah, because they're running this season out because they have a contract with this person, but it's going to be gone.
Bro, did you not see that they literally went in?
Batwoman was pretty bad. You know?
He's being kind, guys.
Yeah, because like, you know, I get it. It's like I get it. Like they have a liberal agenda, blah blah blah.
I tried to give it a chance.
Dude,
and
exactly.
They edited her out of all
the Crisis
stuff. Dude,
Crisis. I'm like, why did they do that?
They literally digitally edited
of like this year's crossover.
No, a couple of years ago because they took some time off. They had a Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
which they did very horrible.
That.
We don't need to go in that right now. We can make a separate video on Bash and Arrowverse, which would be fun. But they had her.
I like Crisis.
They had her as Batgirl playing a major role in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then they just went back and took her out for whatever reason.
No shit.
No one knows why they did that.
The poster, everything, like
she's gone.
Like someone.
Like she's still. If you watch the episode, she's there, right?
No, it's gonna be gone. I don't know if
they're gonna cut those
scenes. It's gonna be gone. Yes. So why?
Then the plot won't make sense.
Part of it won't. You're right. Because she's the one that talked Supergirl into going forward. So
yeah.
Now, how's she going forward now, guys?
Well, apparently, Ruby Rose, who plays Batwoman, who played Batwoman, she literally scammed the company out of millions of dollars by faking injuries on set.
Holy crap!
And
I would do that too. Then you can get a.
That's messed up. So they are digitally removing her from posters. Everything, like anytime.
I don't blame them for that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they found out, like in hindsight, that none of those injuries were real. She was fine the whole time.
Them, dude. She was faking.
Well, there was a rumor going around that she couldn't handle the stunts they were having her do.
Stuff like that, but
she was
acting that way. But like, they found out she was like,
Okay, guys.
Milking them insurance.
But yeah,
we hate to get off topic. I guess you did your review, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
I'm gonna do my review.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to tone it down. And I'm gonna try to make it, Keenan, I watched Superman and Lois, and I haven't been a big fan of the way CW's treated Superman. They've made him a jobber.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the guys I watched from movies, I'm gonna throw his name out here, John Campia, said it best that they just literally made him jobbered to make Supergirl better. And I seen the same actor playing the role. And I was like, no, please no. But I'll say this. In this show, the first thing that I was happy about is it looks like they're steering away from the Arrowverse. They barely mentioned it. This is supposed to have happened. I guess these kids are 14 or 15, Adam?
Yeah.
Then this is probably 14, 15 years in the future from the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
So whatever you're seeing right now with Barry and the Flash, this is going to be 15 years after that. So maybe when all that goes bye-bye, this is just going to be what's forward, and maybe things have changed. But I do like that they made Superman a bit more powerful instead of weakening him out. We got to see all of his powers on display on the first episode. And I disagree with Adam, and it's not because I'm a big DC fanboy. You can only throw so much into a pilot.
Yeah.
I agree. The teenagers whining got on my nerves too. But I'm not going to go into the depth he did. But we shouldn't allow that to take away from some of the decent stuff that wasn't it. Look, Superman in the pilot literally went through some bad shit mentally.
Yeah.
He lost his job, so he's no longer at the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Then on top of it, he lost his mom, and it was pretty touching.
Yeah, because that's not.
And the acting,
he always has his mom in every superhero story I've ever heard. His mom's alive and kicking, and a supporting character.
She died.
Damn.
And that's the reason for them to go back to Smallville. That was the plot device for that. You can tell that right away. But I mean, the acting in the first half felt pretty good. In the middle, I'll agree with Adam. It felt like it went off somewhere, like they lost their footing. And then at the very end, by the time they got it back, then the action scene took it over, and then they were done with it.
Yeah.
I think like the plot points I would take away from this, going as a comic book fan, is it looks like we're going to get a Superman that's slightly more powerful than the 52, but still not on the power shores of, say, a Golden Age, Silver Age, or the Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
They did place us a new villain, but he's an old villain. Yeah. I mean, what else?
love your eye roll to it. He's like,
Yeah, because I'm tired of seeing this villain used in Superman movies when there's so many other villains you could use. That's why Superman fans get really upset. We have all these iterations of Superman out there,
and keep using the same 4.
Yeah, and you can probably guess it.
Yeah, it's he said it earlier.
I'll give you. Yeah, he already said it.
No,
Luthor. There you go.
It's Luthor in a suit. Is it the same dude? The suit that
it's
Luthor...
not the same Luthor from the CW that we've seen in the CW and Supergirl.
I like and dislike that.
He even says his world died.
Yeah.
So this is a Luthor from one of the worlds that got destroyed from the Crisis of Infinite Earths.
He just so happened to come.
And one of the Luthors in the comic books actually defeated Superman.
Yeah.
He was around enough to build an armor that could withstand Kryptonian power. Like he had to wear, as long as he had kryptonite in the suit, the suit could actually withstand Kryptonian power.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're getting that Luthor, and that Luthor was also a bit more heavy and hard, and it could fight. Yeah. Was more militaristic, more in the military and strategies. That the hard edge. I think that's the Luthor we're getting, because he did a bad A moment. Yeah. He literally stabbed that Superman in the chest with kryptonite, and said, "Dust to dust." That's cool. And he says, "Bye, Superman." You see Superman just drop.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds cool.
And I
gotta see that.
This apparently, like I said, this is a more powerful iteration of Superman, because the old CW Superman would have died right there.
Yeah.
Now they did. So I think they did a good job at the beginning of. I like the person they got to play Lois. She does pretty well. I still can't remember that dang show she was in. Maybe you'll know it. There was a superhero show that used to come on like NBC, ABC, or one of them. Prey? No, it wasn't that old. It was about these people going around fighting these creatures.
Doesn't much narrow it down.
Well, it kind of reminded you of Supernatural, but different. It was around since the 2000s.
Alias.
There's something. It's like there's been so many. It's like
in one of these episodes, I'm gonna plug it in and go, "Hey guys, remember when I was stuttering over the same name?"
I feel like I can't remember. I can't think of what you're talking about, but I feel like if you showed
they were
it
like
to me,
different types of beasts.
I'd be like, "Oh, that show,"
But anyway,
off topic again.
If you look up the actress name for everybody listening, you'll see the show I'm talking about, and you'll understand what I'm saying. But all right, we got Superman. He goes, deals with all this hardship. Now he's got to deal with his teenagers, and now he's got to deal with also this thing going on with his mom's farm. And I think the pilot is decent. I think the pilot's worthy enough to make someone go, "I'll give this season a chance."
Yeah,
I wouldn't blast it as much as he did. The acting was sporadic at times, but I think your main characters, your Superman, your Lois, your villain, which you didn't get to act much, them seem to be spot on most of the time. The acting that seemed kind of off was from the teenagers.
Yeah, and that's almost a given.
And maybe that's going to get better as the episodes go on.
They'll learn and shit.
Look at Supernatural. If you watch the first season,
oh dude, I know.
I almost couldn't watch it anymore.
Absolutely.
But then once I watched second season, I was like, where did this come from? It's like they needed time to kind of fill into their roles.
Yeah, and find out their character's identity and shit.
And they did a red herring in this one.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kent in the comic books in Rebirth is Superman's son and has powers.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy's name is Jeremy?
Yeah.
Jonathan and Jeremy. Well, in this pilot, so far as you know, which if y'all didn't catch this and they didn't say this, when they show them as babies, Jonathan is a baby through that football, through that freaking rope. So he bound to have powers that just hadn't manifested yet.
Yeah.
But as far as the show's concerned moving forward, Jeremy's the one that shows the powers off.
Yeah.
He gets real emotional. He's the emo one, obviously. And his laser beams comes out and blows up the thing. And, of course, Superman's over here trying to fight this dude, trying to kill him. And, if I'm going to go 1 to 10, I'll give the pilot 5.8.
Yeah.
5.8 to a 6.
I'll agree with the 5.8. And you know what? I'll give it a 6 only because of the funny injustice moment where the son is basically killing Superman. Because there's a scene where the kid's playing Injustice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's killing Superman.
Yes, and he's a Superman's boring.
Yeah,
He trashes Superman.
Yeah, and his dad is
His dad's right there. He's like, like, what the heck?
Well, like the video game Injustice exists in this universe. That's weird.
Yeah.
But no, like I really
It
like.
does.
I
He's
did.
actually playing.
Despite, like, I
He's
agree.
beating the trash out of Superman.
Well, I agree with your opinion about Supergirl becoming way too PC. But as I said, like I really did enjoy the Kara Danvers character, and I know how different she is from Supergirl. But I wanted her to appear. I wanted
they claim she's gonna make. They claim she's gonna make an appearance in the show.
See, it's like I really like that actress, and like it's the only Arrowverse show that I would want Superman and Lois to intertwine with is Supergirl, and I hope they do that. And it's it's like I have a love-hate for Supergirl. It's like I hate all the shit that you're talking about, but there's enough of it to where like my love of Supergirl has excited me about seeing Superman and Lois. And it never even dawned on me what they're doing about playing Superman as a jobber until you said that, and it's like, oh fuck, you're fucking right.
Yeah, because if you know the first season, she's getting beat by this radiation man.
Yeah.
He flies up and it only shows his legs.
Yeah.
And he absorbs the blast without having any harm and fights the dude back.
Yeah.
But then later on, when they're fighting each other, he's like weaker somehow than she is.
And then
it never made sense.
Yeah, and it's just for the show, like Supergirl's getting so strong and shit like that.
They didn't have to do that they didn't have to do that, in my opinion, at the
But I did like the Superman
at the risk of Superman's reputation and
the
everything.
feeling of Superman that actor portrayed. The Superman charm, for lack of a better word. Like I think he succeeds in playing Superman.
What they did was, I can't tell if he bulked up or if they're using the arm pads, but he looks bigger than he did before.
Oh, and that was another thing. Like I did think, like he grew into me, and
He did.
eventually I was
arms,
like,
but that could be wrong.
It's like eventually this guy he grew on me as Superman, and it's like, I like this guy, and that got me starting to be excited about Superman and Lois. But I didn't think that before. Like, man, he is not that impressive. Well, like you look at all the actors that are playing in these superhero movies, and then you look at this guy, and it's like he
Team
is
Wolf,
average.
MTV Team Wolf.
Yeah.
Maybe that's good. Maybe he blends in more.
But I'll tell you this. We can only hope it gets better. I'm not saying it's bad. And
it can get better.
I do like how the actor has managed to kind of turn around his interpretation of Superman from previous versions.
Yeah.
He seems more confident, more Superman, I would say.
Yeah.
And I like the dynamic of him having to raise kids and be a superhero. That the people that complain about Superman most always say he's not relatable. Well, this show has made him relatable easily.
Yeah.
And going forward, I just hope it gets better. And I hope that they look at this format from, like me and Adam were saying, the first half, and kind of use that first half as a tent pole moving forward, and tone back the teenage angst. We don't need all that. CW, there's a few shows out there that don't use it, and notice they were successful. Supernatural, 15 years, no teenage angst, hardly at all.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say going on, and that's my pretty much final thoughts. It was a decent trailer, and decent pilot. And what are some villains that y'all would like to see? And what some things different y'all would like to see?
Where would you like to see this happen? You heard us talk about the CW shows, the CW DC shows.
We'll just give you a full breakdown.
You heard our review of Superman and Lois. Let us know your comments below. Let us know what your thoughts, where you want to see Superman and Lois go. What was your favorite CW DC show? Comment below. Let us know. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, because by doing that, you are helping us take back Nerdom.
I go to art house cinemas several nights a week. I blog about the classics and buy the DVDs. Directors don't know who I am or care that I exist, but I defend their work for hours at parties when I'm pissed. Media, I gave you all the best years of my life. I tell the world about you on social network sites. When I'm not consuming you, I'm telling others too, and wishing I could hang around the people who make